windows down cold. Yeah, yeah. Windows down cold, down cold, down cold, down cold, down cold. Windows down cold, that's how I stay awake. 4 degrees and every bit of it I take. Windows down cold, nothing else works. No coffee and no music and no perks. You can turn the heat on and be comfortable. You'll be asleep before the next call. Give me something sharp enough to hold. Windows down cold, that's the goal. Wide awake. 300 kilometers left and the eyes are going. Heater running warm and the whole thing is slowing down inside my head in a way I recognize. That's the moment everybody in the ditch has died. So I put them down and take the whole thing raw. 4 degrees of physical and absolutely no law of comfort in the cabin for the next 2 hours. Windows down cold is one of very few powers. Comfort is the thing that puts you in the ditch. When the ditch, when the ditch, when the ditch, when the windows down cold, that's how I stay awake. 4 degrees and every bit of it I take. Windows down cold, nothing else works. No coffee and no music and no perks. You can turn the heat on and be comfortable. You'll be asleep before the next call. Give me something sharp enough to hold. Windows down cold, that's the goal.
Cold air, stay sharp. Cold air, stay sharp. Cold air, stay sharp. Cold
air. Same about the whole arrangement of my life at home. Everything is warm and quiet and I start to roam. Mentally away from anything that has a cost. That's the exact moment where the whole year gets lost. Put something cold and physical against my face. Every single week to keep me in the race. Nothing philosophical, just literally the air. Windows down cold and I'm actually there. Discomfort is not the punishment. It's the alarm clock. Dum 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 dum. Turn the heat on and be comfortable. You'll be asleep before the next toll. Give me something sharp enough to hold. Windows down cold, that's the goal. Frozen home, awake the whole way. One pedal, everything through one inputs. One pedal, 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 everything through one input. Speed up, slow down, same foot, no dispute. One pedal. I cut the whole thing in half. Fewer moving parts is the shorter path. You can have the complicated, have the full set. I want one control that I will never forget. Everything simplified down to the bone, one pedal. I'd rather drive alone. One input, total control. Took a moment for my vehicle really understand that the whole entire car was living in one hand. With the movement, one small angle, that was it. Everything I used to juggle simply didn't fit. Any moment to a system that I get it down. Strangest thing is how much smoother it went round. Every corner that I used to fight into, one pedal made it something that I flowed into. Fewer controls is not less control. Usually is more. One pedal, everything through one input. Speed up, slow down, same foot, no dispute. One pedal, I cut the whole thing in half. Fewer moving parts is the shorter path. You can have it complicated, have the full set. I want one control, but I will never forget. Everything simplified down to the bone, one pedal. I'd rather drive alone. One thing, nothing else. Same about the systems that I run inside my week. Had 11 trackers and 11 at the speak. To each other belly and then never once a line. Cut it down to one page, written out by hand. Suddenly I'm doing twice as much and half the strain. Nothing about the effort, everything about the chain of inputs that I ask my pedal is the reason it gets done. Complexity is how systems quietly stop being used. Your inputs, more control. Say I'm missing out on half the art. Maybe so I'm not here arguing that part. But all I know is what my hands can actually hold. Under pressure when the whole thing gets cold. That's a smaller number than I ever wanna admit. One pedal is a system that respects the limit of a person who is tired at the end. One pedal, that's the only friend. One pedal, everything do one input. Speed up, slow down, same foot, no dispute. One pedal, I cut the whole thing in half. Fewer moving parts is the shorter graph. You can do the complicated, have the full set. I want one control that I will never forget. Everything simplified down to the bone. One pedal, I'd rather drive one input every day. One input every day.
Cool down, let it 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 cool down,
Let it rise. They never feel everything is over and the whole thing still. Cool down lap, nobody's in the stand, just a tight car and a very tight hand. You can't skip it or the whole thing cooks. Nobody understands that. Who just looks at the front lap and calls that all? Cool down lap is why I'm here next fall. Slow it down. Let it lie. Slow it down. Let it lie. Cross the line and everything inside me wants to stop. Pull it in, get out, go and read what I got. That's exactly how you cook a set of breaks to death. That's exactly how a season is a one bad breath. 1 more lap at 40 with the airflow going through. Boring uses nothing anybody wants to do. Buys me 8 more weekends on the scene, set up parts. Cool down lab is where a locker is starts. The end of the effort isn't the end of the work. Cool down lab, the part they never film. Everything is over and the whole thing still. Cool down lab, nobody's in the stand, just a tight car and a very tight hand. You can't stop it or the whole thing cooks. Nobody understands that. Who just looks at the flying lap and calls that all? Cool down lap is why I'm here next fall.
one stop, one stop, one stop,
One more slow one. Something about the body after everything is spent. Everybody stops a second that the effort went. Nobody walks it off and nobody brings it down. It's the guy who's injured by the second round of a season that could easily have lasted years. Nothing glamorous about the part that disappeared from every highlight anybody ever made. Cool down lap is how the long game gets paid. Ending well is a skill nobody trains.
easy now.
Let it breathe. Quietest lap I ever run is my favorite one. Everything decided and there's nothing left undone. Engine coming down and the whole place is gray. Nobody in the way can take the lap away. That's the only time out here I ever really see what the track looks like when it isn't chasing me. One slow second with the visor cracking cold. Cool down lap is worth more than the gold. Cool down lap, the part they never film. Everything is over and the whole thing still. Cool down lap, nobody's in the stand. Hey, run it. Zero notifications, clean screen. Best looking number I ever seen. Zero notifications, empty tray. Nothing in the world gotta claim today. Silence ain't a punishment, it's a plan. Quiet is the currency of a working man. Turn it off and the fog will clear. Zero notifications from here. Every badge is somebody else's day. Little red circles pulling you away. Answer 40, finish none. Call it busy, call it done. I unhooked the whole machine. Cleanest thing I've ever seen. Nothing buzzing on the desk tonight. Just the work in the desk lamp light. Cleared all of it. Zero notifications, clean screen. Best looking number I ever seen. Zero notifications, empty tray. Nothing in the world gotta claim today. Silence ain't a punishment, it's a plan. Quiet is the currency of a working man. Turn it off and the fog will clear. Zero notifications from attention is the only thing I own. Stop renting it out on the phone. Every interruption costs an hour. Focus is the only real power. So I built a wall around the day. Nothing crosses it unless it pays. Call me slow, call me gone. I'm just somewhere getting something done. Zero. Nothing pending. Nothing pending.
The urgent was never important.
Clean. Nothing waiting. End of the week and the work is real. Not a single meeting on the deal. Everything they needed came out right. Just came out on the quiet night. Now they ask about the method again. I say there isn't one, my friend. Just a screen with nothing on it. And the man who finally ran with it. Done offline. Zero notifications, clean screen. Best looking number I ever seen. Zero notifications, empty tray. Nothing in the world gotta claim today. Silence ain't a punishment, it's a plan. Quiet is the currency of a working man. Turn it off and the fog will clear. Zero notifications from here. Nothing pending. Nothing pending. Same day. That's the only play.
Funky boy.
Same day. That's the only play. Same day. That's the whole reputation.
Not the quality, not the presence.
Same day. Everybody else takes a week. That's the only edge a small man gets to keep.
You can be the best and take a month to prove I'll be half as good and already moved.
Do 3 more drives before you even say. Same day. That's the only play.
Not Friday.
My Friday.
Never had the credentials and I never had the name. Everybody in this business plays the exact same game of being slow and thorough and expensive and correct. That's a lane that's very crowded and I never get a single job. I never get the man with the degree. So I picked the only lane that nobody would seize, which was extra in the finishing before the day was through. Same day is the only thing I do.
Speed is a positioning strategy that nobody defends. Same day.
That's the whole reputation.
Not the quality.
Not the presentation.
Same day.
Everybody else takes so weak.
That's the only edge a small man gets to keep.
You could be the best and take a month to prove I'll be half as good and already moved. Do 3 more jobs before you even say.
Same day, that's the only play.
Say
Always.
People pay a premium for something they can have. Right now it's to something better in the half. And you're from now and everything has changed anyway. Nobody explains that in a business school today. They teach you to be excellent and so to defend it. Every single client I have ever had would end it in a second for a person who returned the call. Same day beats excellent, that's all.
Being fast is the only advantage that doesn't require permission.
Before five. Every time.
Every time. Same day.
That's the whole reputation.
Not the quality.
Not the presentation.
Same day.
Everybody else takes so weak.
That's the only edge a small man gets to keep. You could be the best and take a month to do. Probably half as good and already moved.
Do 3 more jobs before you even say.
Same day. That's the only play. Done before. Darkness.
Done before darkness.
Deadline is a weapon. Gave myself a date and told 3 people what it was. Suddenly the thing I never moved began to buzz. Nothing changed about the difficulty or the skill, only that the exit was removed against my will. By my own hand, deliberately in public. That's a weapon and I aim it at myself. Every single time I notice something's going slow. Deadline is a weapon and I know a private deadline is a wish. A public one is a war. Deadline is a weapon, I want it at myself. Nothing gets done sitting quietly on the shelf. Deadline is a weapon, tell somebody the date. Now there isn't any version where I'm late. Without a cost that somebody else will see. That's the only thing that ever moved me. You can call it pressure, I call it design. Deadline is a weapon, and it's mine. The date set, public. For what I finished out of shame of a date I said out loud and put against my name. That's not a noble reason and I do not care. Everything I had was built with somebody aware of the promise and the date and the exact amount. That's the only motivation I have ever found to actually survive a bad week in the mood. Deadline is a weapon, nothing else is good. Said it out loud, now it's real. Deadline is a weapon, I point it at myself. Nothing gets done sitting quietly on the shelf. Deadline is a weapon, help somebody the date. Now there isn't any version where I'm late. Without a cause that somebody else will see. That's the only thing that ever moved me. You can call it pressure, I can call it design. Deadline is a weapon, and it's mine. I don't trust my discipline. I trust my fear of looking like a liar. Say the date out loud. Say the date. Now I never start a thing without a public date. Doesn't matter if it's arbitrary, doesn't matter if it's late. By any real measure of the work involved. That's the point, the arbitrary date get to solve. Because it's real to me the moment that it's said. Everything before that lived inside my head. The world would stay forever quiet, clean. Deadline is a weapon, the sharpest I've seen. Deadline is a weapon, I point it at myself. Nothing gets done sitting quietly on the shelf. Deadline is a weapon, tell somebody the date. Now there isn't any version where I'm late. Without a cost that somebody else will see. That's the only thing that ever moved me. You can call it pressure, I call it design. Deadline is a weapon, and it's mine. 2, 3 people, it's real now.
One piece, then the rest.
One piece.
Then the rest. Then the rest.
Never put a perfect life together in my life. Every session I get one piece cutting like a knife. Sector 1 is purple and then sector 2 is trash. Next time out it flips around and I don't have the cash to run 100 sessions till they line up right. So I pick the pieces and I build them every night in my head until the whole thing exists somewhere. Then it comes out once complete and I am there. Purple sector, I didn't get the lap, but I got one piece and I'm keeping that. Purple sector, moving can be done. Now I only have to stitch the other one. You can call it nothing, you can call it small. It's the evidence that I can do it all. Just not yet and not in one go.
Purple sector is the seed I sow. Proof of concept beats proof of nothing.
Purple sector, I didn't get the left, but I got one piece and I'm keeping that. Purple sector, moving can be done. Now I only have to stitch the other one. You can call it nothing, you can call it small. It's the evidence that I can do it all. Just not yet and not in one go.
Purple sector is the seed I sow. Got one, keep the rest.
Same in every project that I've ever tried to build. Never once came out complete and never once fulfilled in a single go the way that people always show. Always one good piece and then a lot of things below. That's not failure, that's the actual construction. Everybody's highlight is a stitched up production of my 100 sectors gathered over years. Purple sector is how anything appears. Nobody ever did the whole thing at once. Nobody.
One sector.
Bang it, bang it, bang it, bang it, bang it, bang it, bang it. Last session, all three of them arrived at once. Nothing special happened, nothing in the hunt. Felt exactly like the ordinary laps I run. The difference was the pieces had already been won. Separately across 2 years of showing up, all I did was let them finally line up. That's the trick that nobody believes is true. Purple sector at a time,
That's all you do.
Purple sector, I didn't get the lap, but I got one piece and I'm keeping that. Purple sector, proof it can be done. Now I only have to stitch the other one. You can call it nothing, you can call it small. It's the evidence that I can do it all. Just not yet and not in one go.
Purple sector is the seed I sow. Sector 1. Line 2 to go.
Everybody upgrades what they used to make it go. Almost nobody maintains a thing that makes it slow. That's a strange arrangement given which one saves your life. One small bubble sitting in the line is like a knife, waiting for the day when you will actually need everything to work exactly right. SP takes an hour in the jar and somebody to pump, bleed the lines and lose the sinking thump. Everybody maintains the accelerator, nobody maintains the stop. Bleed, 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 bleed the line.
Beat the lines, get the air out of the system. One small bubble and the whole thing will resist you. Beat the lines, it takes about an hour. Nobody ever skipped it and kept any power. You can have the biggest stoppers ever made. One bubble in the line and you have underpaid for the only thing that slows you down.
Bleed the lines, that's the crime.
1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour,
1 hour. Same about the system that decide when I say no. Everybody works on how to make the whole thing go. Nobody maintains a part that lets them stop at all. That's how good men end up going through the wall of a year that they could easily have exited. One small bubble in the line and they were credited with the failure that was really just neglect. Bleed the lines and keep the whole thing checked. The ability to stop is what lets you go fast. Pedals like a rock now, nothing in the trouble. Everything is instant and there's nothing to unravel in the middle of a braking zone at speed. That's the only confidence I've ever really need. Not the power, not the grip, not the tire, just the knowledge that the stop is gonna fire. Exactly when I ask it every single time. Beat the lines, that's the whole climb.
Beat the lines, get the air out of the system. One small bubble and the whole thing will resist you. Beat the lines, it takes about an hour. Nobody ever skipped it and kept any power. You can have the biggest stoppers ever made. One bubble in the line and you have underpaid for the only thing that slows you down.
Bleed the lines, that's the crime. That's the crime. Solid metal, now I can go.
The scary part is that it doesn't make a sound.
Nothing want you when it goes, and that's the strange thing. No crescendo, no announcement, no build, no swing. Just a change, just from stop to fully gone. Everything you thought was coming already done. Got beside me, didn't hear a single thing at all. Looked across and I was 50 meters down the wall. That's a different kind of balance, that's the new age. Silent launching, nothing written on the page.
Noise was always the warning. Now there isn't one.
Silent launch, you won't hear me coming. Nothing in the air, no engine, no drumming. Silent launch, just a change in the scene where I used to be and where I've already been. You can listen all you want for some kind of sign. There isn't one, there's only the line between 1 second and the one after.
Silent launch, nothing but the after. No sound, just gone.
Learn to move like this in everything I do. Never telegraph the thing I'm going to go through. No announcement, no big speech, no build up. One day something's different and it's already up and running and complete. And there is no debate. Everybody heard about it several months too late. That's the motto in the car, just made it plain. Silent launch is how you move without the strain.
Already gone.
Silent launch, you won't hear me coming. Nothing in the air, no engine, no drumming. Silent launch, just a change in the scene where I used to be and where I've already been. You can listen all you want for some kind of sign. There isn't one, there's only the line between 1 second and the one after.
Silent launch, nothing but the after.
Nothing,
Then everything.
People miss the noise and I don't blame them for it. Noise was was half the theater and I used to adore it. But the theater was always separate from the speed. Noise was entertainment, it was never the deed. Take it all away and what is left is bare. Physics and the driver and a lot of quiet air. That's a pure version and it terrifies. Silent launch, no warning, no goodbyes. Silent launch, you won't hear me coming. Nothing in the air, no engine, no drumming. Silent launch, just a change in the scene where I used to be and where I'm already been. You can listen all you want for some kind of sign. There isn't one, there's only the line between 1 second and the one after. Silent launch, nothing but the after. Gone. Nobody heard it. Nobody in my life has ever had more say over whether I live. Nobody in my life has ever had more say over whether I live. He don't drive a meter and he never touched the wheel. Half of everything I want belongs to what he'll read out of a notebook at exactly the right beat. Never early, never late, never incomplete. Takes a special kind of person to be that exact. But the world is coming apart and there's no going back. Nobody remembers his name after the day. Co-driver voice is the whole entire way. Half of every result belongs to somebody who never touched the control. Co-driver voice, the other half of me. He reads the road and I just drive it blindly. Co-driver voice, he never gets the cup. Nobody ever put his name up. You can have the trophy, you can have the press. Without that voice, I'm nothing but a mess. In a ditch about a kilometer in. Co-driver voice, that's where I begin. It is voice. My hands. Everybody's got a person who is doing that. Somebody who reads the road and hands you back the map. Never gets a mention and never wants one either. Just a note in every person who is somehow neither. In the pictionary, entirely out of it. Everything you did was half of what they wrote down in the notebook when nobody was near. Co-driver voice is the reason you are here. Not alone, never was. Co-driver voice, the other half of me. He reads the road and I just drive it blindly. Co-driver voice, he never gets the cup. Nobody ever put his name up. You can have the trophy, you can have the press. Without that voice, I'm nothing but a mess. In a ditch about a kilometer in. Co-driver voice, that's where I begin. Keep reading. I'm listening. Rode it once in Wheels and he was upside down. Still reading, still calm, never made a sound. That was not a number in the side in the car. Told me where the road went while we hit the wall. That's not a job, that's something else entirely. Never gonna be able to repay him fairly. Everything I got has got his voice inside. Co-driver voice, that's the whole ride. Co-driver voice, the other half of me. He reads the road and I just drive it blindly. Co-driver voice, he never gets the cup. Nobody ever put his name up. You can have the trophy, you can have the press. Without that voice, I'm nothing but a mess. In the ditch about a kilometer in. Co-driver voice, that's where I begin. Same seat next year, both of us. Nobody in my life. Nobody in my life.
Body momentum.
The whole equation.
Body momentum.
Don't stop.
Body momentum. It's the whole equation. Stop for 1 second and you're part of the foundation. Body momentum. Never lift at all. The moment that you hesitate is when you stall. You can't be careful, you can't be smooth. You just have to keep the whole thing moving through. Nothing else will get you out the other end. Body momentum. That's the only friend.
Don't stop, don't lift, don't lift, don't stop, don't stop, don't lift, don't lift, don't lift.
Don't stop,
Don't stop, don't lift, don't lift, don't.
don't stop, don't live.
Half a kilometer, the deepest stuff I've seen. Everybody's stuck in it and everybody's been sitting there for 20 minutes waiting for a tow. One guy went straight through it and he did it slow. That's the entire method and it's terrifying. Carrying too much speed into a thing that's dying. Under you the second that the wheels lose a beat.
Body momentum. Never take your feet.
In some conditions, the only safety is speed.
Body momentum. That's the whole equation. Stop for 1 second and you're part of the foundation. Body momentum. Never lift at all. The moment that you hesitate is when you stall. You can't be careful, you can't be smooth. You just have to keep the whole thing moving through. Nothing else will get you out the other end. Body momentum. That's the only friend.
Keep moving and never, never stop, stop, stop. Keep moving and never, never stop. Keep moving and never, never stop, stop, stop. Keep moving.
Never stop.
Same about the projects that get heavy in the middle. Everybody's slowing down to figure out the riddle. That's exactly when the whole thing sinks in place. Never gets restarted, never finds the pace that it had at the beginning when it still has been. Momentum is a resource and is all you need. In the parts where nothing solid holds you up.
Body momentum. Don't stop, don't stop. Popping in the deep stuff is how projects die. Do it, keep it.
Came out of the side of it with mud across the glass. Couldn't see a thing and didn't care. Just passed 9 cars sitting in it waiting for a rope. Nothing about talent, nothing about hope. Just refusing to reduce the speed for even 1 second in the middle where the ground was gone. That's a thing I've carried into everything I do.
Body momentum. Always going through. Body momentum. That's the whole equation. Stop for 1 second and you're part of the foundation. Body momentum. Never lift at all. The moment that you hesitate is when you stall. You can't be careful, you can't be smooth. You just have to keep the whole thing moving through. Nothing else will get you out the other end. Body momentum. That's the only friend.
Do it that you can't see. Still going, 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 going. Do it you can't see. Still going, going, going.
Turn it over around the second hour of the drive. Nothing on the radio and suddenly alive. In a way I hadn't been in about 11 months. No input, no voices, nobody talking once. Just the tires and the engine and whatever's in my head, which turned out to be a lot of things I hadn't said to myself in years, because there's always something on. Nothing on the radio and all of it came on. The noise wasn't keeping me company. It was keeping me from myself. Nothing on the radio, nothing in my ear for hours or whatever I have been avoiding here. Nothing on the radio, no past, no song, just the road and
thinking.
Nothing on the radio, nothing in my ear. 4 hours of whatever I have been avoiding here. Nothing on the radio, no past, no song, just the road and everything I've been getting wrong.
You can fill every second of your life with sound. Never once going near the thing that's underground. I did it for a decade and it cost me every year. Nothing on the radio, I finally hear. 4 hours of nothing did more than 4 years of input. Off, 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 Nothing on the radio, nothing in my ear. 4 hours of whatever I have been avoiding here. Nothing on the radio, no past, no song, just the road and everything I've been getting wrong. You can fill every second of your life with sound. Never once go near the thing that's underground. I did it for a decade and it cost me every year. Nothing on the radio, I finally hear.
Still off 2 more hours. Still off 2 more hours.
Reliability, but nobody posts about it. Cooling in the baffle in the boat that won't doubt it. Reliability mod, it doesn't add a thing. No horsepower, no noise and no bling. Spend the same and get 100 more, or you can spend it on the thing that keeps the door open all season when they're all broke down. Reliability mod, that's the crown. Born undefeated. Guy across the paddock got 100 over me. Lasted till the second round and then he had to leave. On a trailer with the Baron that it cooked itself. I put the same money in the cooling on the shelf. Nothing anybody saw and nothing anybody praised. Finished every single round across the season's days. That's a championship that nobody will explain. Reliability mod is the only game. Nobody fills the part that keeps you in the race. Reliability mod, nobody posts about it. Cooling in the baffle in the boat that won't doubt it. Reliability mod, it doesn't add a thing. No horsepower, no noise and no bling. You can spend the same and get 100 more, or you can spend it on the thing that keeps the door open all season when they're all broke down. Reliability mod, that's the crowd. Still running, still here, still running, still running, still running, still running, still running. Same about the body and the sleep and the knees. Nobody's excited about prevention or by ease of a joint that isn't screaming at the age of 40. Everybody's buying power, nobody is sorting out the thing that let them keep on using it. That's not conservative, that's the most aggressive bit. A strategy that anybody ever ran. Reliability mod is the long game, man. The fastest car in the paddock is the one that finishes. Flexes. Reliability mod, nobody posts about it. Cooling in the baffle in the boat that won't doubt it. Reliability mod, it doesn't add a thing. No horsepower, no noise and no bling. You can spend the same and get 100 more, or you can spend it on the thing that keeps the door open all season when they're all broke down. Reliability mod, that's the crowd. 0 failures. after lap, after lap, after lap. Same 8 corners on the same old map.
After lap, and it never gets new. That is exactly why it's getting me through.
You want variety, you want something fresh. I want the same exact thing against my chest, until my hands know it better than my head.
Lap after lap, that's all I've ever said.
Again. Never went and found another circuit in 4 years. Everybody's traveling and chasing new frontiers. I run the same short track 200 times a season. Everybody asks me and I never give a reason. Truth is that the 800 lap teaches more than a brand new circuit ever taught me before. You can only see the small stuff on the ground, you know. Lap after lap is the only way to grow. Novelty feels like progress. Repetition is progress.
Lap after lap after lap. Same 8 corners on the same old map. Lap after lap, and it never gets new. That is exactly why it's getting me through.
You want variety, you want something fresh. I want the same exact thing against my chest, until my hands know it better than my head.
Lap after lap, that's all I've ever said.
Same track, that's a deeper every time. Turn 3 used to be a corner, now it's 12. Separate little decisions, I can see myself making, adjust and repeat and refine. None of that exists until the 1000th time. Everybody rotating through 100 tracks, sees the surface of them all and never sees the cracks. Where the actual seconds live and always did. Lap after lap is where they stay hid.
Depth only exists where you refuse to move on.
One more.
Weekend from a bigger scene, faster car and everything a driver's ever seen. I put 4 tents on him at the same old place, not because I'm better, just because it's my space. Every bump and every canvas in my hands, nothing he can study in the weekend understands what 1,000 boring circuits leaves behind. Lap after lap is the only kind. After lap, after lap, after lap, after lap.
Same 8 corners on the same whole map.
After lap,
and it never gets new. That is exactly why it's getting me through.
you want variety, you want something fresh,
I want the same exact thing against my chest,
until my hands know it better than my head.
lap after lap, that's all I've ever said.
Same 8, tomorrow deeper. Recce Run, I crawl it before I fly. 40 kilometers at a crawl, that's why. Run, the boring part is all of it. Everything I do is speed, I already rigged. You can show up fast and find out on the day. That's a thing they bury people for out this way. Nobody goes quick, who didn't go slow? Recce Run, that's all I know.
Slow first.
Faster than I'll ever be able to react. Every single corner catalog and stacked into a notebook that I never once looked down at. That's the funny part, the notebook doesn't matter. It's the act of crawling that puts it in my hand. Recce Run is how I come to understand the notes of the product. The looking is Recce Run, I crawl it before I fly. 40 kilometers at the crawl, that's why. Recce Run, the boring part is all of it. Everything I'll do at speed I already rigged. You can show up fast and find out all that day. That's a the corners and the places they'll decline. Everybody thinks the slow part is a waste of days. That's the only reason anyone can go that pace. Later when the actual thing arrives at speed, Recce Run is the only thing you need.
2 days of crawling by is 20 minutes of flying. Look again, why
Guys who skip it always have a reason, that is fine. Not enough time, not enough money, not the lines. They wanted to be running anyway this year. Every one of them is somewhere in a ditch out here. Nothing about talent and nothing about nerve, just a boring crawl that nobody wants to serve. 2 full days of nothing at a walk-in pace.
Recce Run, that's the whole race.
Recce Run, I crawl it before I fly. 40 kilometers at a crawl, that's why.
Recce Run,
the boring part is all of it. Everything I'll do at speed I already read. You can show up fast and find out on the day. That's the thing, they bury people for out this way. Nobody goes quick, who didn't go slow. That's all I know. Crawl it twice. Now no floor.
Fast, reliable, cheap tunes, honestly. Tunes, honestly.
Fast, reliable, you only pick 2. Everybody learns it and they learn it painfully true. Fast, reliable,
Which one go? Nobody gets all 3, that's how it goes.
you can lie about it for a season or so. Then the one you skip will come and let you know. Nothing in this world has ever been all 3.
cheap, fast, reliable.
Choose honestly.
Pick 2, pay for it. First build I went cheap and fast and it exploded. Second build I went fast and good and I was loaded into debt for 18 months to pay it off. Third one I went cheap and good and it was soft. Took 3 years to finish and I hate it every day. That's the actual triangle and there's no other way. Everybody thinks that they're the one who beats it. Cheap, fast, reliable, nobody defeats it. The one you skip is not gone. It's just a voice later. Cheap, fast, reliable, you only pick 2. Everybody learns it and they learn it painfully true. Cheap, fast, reliable,
Which one go? Nobody gets all 3, that's how it goes.
you can lie about it for a season or so. Then the one you skip will come and let you know. Nothing in this world has ever been all 3.
Cheap, fast, reliable.
Choose honestly.
Same about a job and same about a life. Everybody's promising all 3 without the knife. Of an honest conversation about what gets dropped. That's the reason every one of them eventually stop. Working out the way that anybody said. Nobody was lying, they just never did the math. In advance, it's about the corner that they cut. Cheap, fast, reliable.
The door is shut.
Naming what you're sacrificing is the whole skill. Say which one? Now I write it on the wall before I start a thing. Which one I am dropping and exactly what it'll bring back to bite me later. And I sign it with the date. That's the only way I've ever made a project great. Not by beating physics or by working harder still. Just by naming the omission with a level will. Everybody's disappointed by the thing they chose. Cheap, fast, reliable. At least I know. Cheap, fast, reliable. You only pick 2. Everybody learns that they learn it painfully true. Cheap, fast, reliable.
Which one go? Nobody gets all 3, that's how it goes.
You can lie about it for a season or so. Then the one you skip will come and let you know. Nothing in this world has ever been all 3.
Cheap, fast, reliable.
Choose honestly. Drop G. Roll it down. Drop key.
Drop Q.
Drop G. Wrote it down.
Everybody's asleep. This bolt is not going to remove itself.
Everybody's asleep. This boat
Is not going to remove itself.
in the morning with the light hung off the frame. Knuckles opened up and there is nobody to blame except the guy who said he'd have it done by Sunday. That's me, and Sunday's coming up on Monday. Nothing here romantic and there's nothing here that's fun. Just a job that has to end before the morning's done. Everything I love has looked like this at some point. Under the car at 2 and every single joint.
The love and the misery are the same hour.
Under the car at 2. Nobody is awake. Cold concrete and every muscle starting to ache. Under the car at 2. This is what it is. Not the photos and not the posts and not the biz. You can see the finish thing and call it luck. It's 1,000 hours underneath that truck or a car or anything that matters to you. Under the car at 2. That's what it takes to do. 2 a.m. Still up under it.
Same about the thing you say you're building in your life. Everybody sees the shape and nobody sees the knife. Edge of an evening where you'd rather be in bed and you're on the floor with the flashlight in your head.
That's the actual substance of a thing you build alone. Nothing else exists, there is no other zone where the work gets done except the hour that you hate. Under the car at 2 is the only gate.
Nobody's up.
Still working! Under the car at 2. Nobody is awake. Cold concrete and every muscle starting to ache. Under the car at 2. This is what it is. Not the photos and not the posts and not the biz.
You can see the finished thing and call it luck.
1,000 hours underneath the truck or a car or anything that matters to you.
Under the car at 2.
That's what it takes to do.
One more bolt. Finished it at 4 and stood there in the cold, looking at the thing that nobody will be told. Took 11 hours and a lot of skin to make. Nothing new that anybody's ever going to take away from me, because it isn't on the screen. It's a physical result of somewhere I have been, and nobody was watching and nobody will see. Under the car at 2 is the whole of me.
Under the car at 2.
Nobody is awake. Cold concrete and every muscle starting to ache.
Under the car at 2.
This is what it is. Not the photos and not the posts and not the biz.
You can see the finished thing and call it luck.
It's 1,000 hours underneath the truck or a car or anything that matters to you.
Under the car at 2.
That's what it takes to do.
4 a.m. It's done.
4 a.m. it's done.
Body broken, that's the only way I buy. Everything I've ever owned was somebody's goodbye. Body broken, towed it to the yard. Every single thing I have, I made it hard.
You can buy the finished thing and never know a single one of the 10,000 parts below. I know everyone because I put them in.
Body broken, that's where I begin. That's where I begin. Nobody sells you something good for what I paid. Everything I got came with the reason it was made. Available for Everybody gave up on it and I got there soon. After they decided that the mountain was too tall, that's the only market I have ever bought at all. And because it's the only one where I can win, bought it broken and I built it from within. The discount is exactly the size of the word. Bought it broken, that's the only way I buy everything I've ever owned was somebody's goodbye. Bought it broken, sold it to the yard. Every single thing I have, I made it hard.
You can buy the finished thing and never know a single one of the 10,000 parts below. I know everyone because I put them in.
Bought it broken, that's where I begin.
Cheap and wrecked.
And then mine, same about the jobs and the opportunities I took. Every one of them was something nobody would look at twice, because it came with the disaster in the box. Everybody wants the clean one, nobody unlocks the enormous cheap advantage sitting in the mess. That's the only door that ever opened, I confess. Never had the money for the finished kind. Bought it broken is the only thing I find. Everything good I have was somebody's abandoned problem.
Flex it, own it.
Started it last April and it runs now sorta. Half of it is temporary and the rest are for the solutions that will hold until I get around. Nothing on it perfect and it makes a funny sound, but it moves under its own power down the street. And I know every single bolt from head to feet. That's a thing that money genuinely cannot buy. Bought it broken, that's the reason why. Bought it broken, that's the only way I buy everything I've ever owned was somebody's goodbye. Bought it broken, took it to the yard. Every single thing I have, I made it hard.
You can buy the finished thing and never know a single one of the 10,000 parts below. I know everyone because I put them in.
Bought it broken, that's where I begin.